Hello, friends. Hey, so yesterday afternoon I was just casually scrolling through Facebook and I got the message that Goimagine is closing. So hopefully you're not hearing this from me for the first time and you've already know about this. Sorry if I'm the bearer of bad news, but Goimagine is closing. They've given us basically 1 month's notice as of yesterday, the 23rd, that yeah. Sorry, looking at a calendar over there. So March 23rd, Goimagine is closing. There's an email that's supposedly been sent out. I haven't received it yet. A lot of people are, complaining they haven't received it yet. That happens a lot with Goimagine. They might have to try to resend it again to a bunch of people. But there's an email, especially talking to people who have a domain and have different reasons why they need to be, find ways to get their information moved and all of that type of thing. It's a little bit more complicated. If you haven't received that email yet, I would say there's probably no point in commenting on the post that says Goimagine's closing, saying you haven't gotten your email, because there's so many comments like that, and it just seems kind of like it's clogging up the system a little bit. I'm like, oh my goodness, people, just be patient. I know it's frustrating and you want to know what's going on and you want the information as quickly as possible, because 30 days is not a lifetime to get everything figured out. Maybe it's not even 30 days because this is February, so we've got a shorter month. But yeah, basically just try to be patient, give them a week or so. I would wait, until at least the end of the week before I'd get too worried if you haven't received the information. They said they were going to post it on the Goimagine site as well. But I just wanted to give my take on the whole Goimagine closing thing. I'm, really sad about that. Disappointed. My cat is Beans. You brought me your toy? Beans plays fetch, like a dog. He's so crazy. So he just came in here crying and brought me this toy. And if I throw it to him, he will go, well, he might not go and get it, but he's thinking about it. There it goes. Anyways, probably bother me here. So he likes a lot of attention. He's 9 months old now, and he's just still a kitten and playful and loves playing all the time. So anyways, just pretty upset about the whole thing, to be honest. It's a little frustrating because I know, just like many other sellers, people are in the same situation as me. They bought business cards that have the Goimagine link. They've put a lot of time and energy into supporting Goimagine any way that they can. Unfortunately, it is what it is, and there's a lot we don't know about the reasons and what the folks who run Goimagine were going through to try to keep Goimagine open, but they just couldn't do it anymore. And it's really not, it's kind of pointless to try to theorize on why that happened and what was going on behind the scenes. But there's, been a little bit of issue for a while. They kind of have been pulling back, and we've been feeling that. And, the last video that I posted up here on YouTube, I said, they seem to be pulling back on things. I'm not sure if what's going on. And yeah, it was a red flag. It was a sign for sure. And then there was a bunch of technical difficulties on the site recently. And I honestly think that was just another big sign that there were some problems that, they just can't afford to keep things running on the software or the development team people. There's things behind the scenes that we don't know everything about, and it's pointless to try to figure it all out, but it is what it is. They're not going to change their mind. It's definitely 100% closing. So the main thing that I just wanted to talk about is that everybody on the Facebook group is focusing on the right things, in my opinion, and that's, what next. Obviously, you need to figure out things that involve your domain and stuff like that. That's important. But also just what are the options out there for, websites that host handmade sellers, or your own website, and what type of thing can you do for that. So I want to dive deeper into that and do a little more research and try to get you guys some good information. There is a post on the Facebook group that somebody posted up that talked about a lot of different options. They had like a spreadsheet, graph of some sort, with the different fees that different places have, and kind of some pros and cons. I wouldn't take all of that as 100% fact. If you're kind of leaning towards one of those, I'd do a little bit more research yourself. But there's also a huge section of comments on that post from people giving their own opinion about these different sites. So that can be really helpful as well. So I recommend checking that out. Just make sure you do your own research as well. But I think it's really healthy for everybody to start thinking about what they are going to do next, and make some decisions. Some people may choose to not sell handmade anymore, and that is an option as well. That is an option that you have. It's a weird kind of chain of events that's happened over the last 10 years in this industry. When COVID hit, things really spiked. We had so many online sales, and different reasons why people had more money to spend on these things and stuff. And what goes up must come down. We can't necessarily keep that kind of momentum. And so Etsy is down, Amazon is down, everybody is at least somewhat down. But I still think there is a strong need for handmade goods. You still need to buy gifts for people, no matter what's going on. And while there might not be quite as high of a demand, it's definitely not in the tank or whatever. So that's just my 2 cents on the whole situation. I have been for a while now thinking about kind of dialing my shop back on the number of products that I offer. I have a lot of supplies that I haven't even turned into a product yet. I have, I buy these things and then I just don't do anything with them. And so I'm, trying to kind of figure out how to narrow down my niche and, make less potentially. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of talk a little bit about that, and I'm going to dive deeper into what I think are a few good options for people instead of Goimagine, to replace their Goimagine shop. Basically, go into those, who they're best for, because the thing is we don't all sell the same thing. Some of our shops are average $200, $500 price points, while mine is like $12. And we've got everything from jewelry. There was one place I was looking into, I cannot remember what it's called, Ruby Lane or something with the word ruby in it. And it was antiques mostly and vintage stuff, but they also had a handmade jewelry section. And I was thinking, for some people who sell really nice handmade jewelry, that could be a really nice spot for them to sell in. But obviously that doesn't do anything for the type of thing that I sell. So it just depends on what you sell, and it depends on who your target audience is, who are the people that buy your type of product, and where might you find them. Amazon Handmade is, one of those places that's kind of a little bit more like Etsy, but I think even more in the way of expecting you to ship items out fast, expecting free shipping whenever possible, and not requiring these things necessarily, but heavily pushing for that, and prioritizing listings that do those things. And so, that may or may not be good for somebody. But at the same time, you read somebody's review of Amazon Handmade and they might say that, but maybe they're the type of shop that normally takes 2 weeks to make things. And you're like, oh, well, I only take like 3 days to make and ship my products. Maybe mine actually is good for that. I don't know. Or are they just really expecting 24-hour turnaround? So it's something you have to dive deeper into and see, because everybody's interpretation of like fast shipping or whatever is different, and so sometimes shipping something out within 3 days is considered fast for some people, and other people are like, oh no, this site wants, next day on everything, and that's what they prioritize. And if you don't do that, you're not gonna, really get seen. So that type of thing, and the same thing, like you might have a site that's just more geared towards bargain shoppers, so maybe that's eBay or something, which I have sold some handmade items on eBay as well. Generally, those are ready-made products that I've already, completed, but there's options. There's also some Facebook groups out there, there's Facebook Marketplace, there's all other kinds of places like that. But, if you're looking for a true platform, there are quite a few out there. But, it just depends. And like there's Michael's Maker Place, which I have posted about and made videos about on this channel, and I haven't had any sales from them, but I haven't really put a lot of energy into it either. And, that's on me. And I'm going to do a little bit more research on that as well and see if, I put a little more energy into that, if maybe I can get a little bit more movement. I haven't even checked on that in like 2 months. I don't know. Sometime around the holiday season, I think I checked on it once. But yeah, so basically that's all I wanted to say. I don't have a whole lot right now. Just, it is what it is. I really appreciate everything that they tried to do with Goimagine, and it was a very nice idea, and I really wish it would have succeeded. And, I wish I would have done more on my side to help it succeed. I think these videos were a part of helping it, grow. But unfortunately, I didn't really spend a lot of time on my shop. I didn't spend a ton of time on social media trying to, get more sales for my shop. For me, I just kept getting sales without doing that on Etsy. And so I just put more energy into that. And, then when I had sales, then I had things to make, things to ship, and I didn't have time for anything else. And I have a full-time job and everything else. So, it just is what it is on that front. But, I wish there was more that I would have done and that we all would have done, and, that we, could have kept that going. But I don't know. I had my shop open for 5 years on Goimagine. It was almost exactly 5 years now, and now it's going to close. I thought about doing like a big sale maybe and trying to sell some more stuff on Goimagine, but I'm just not sure. I honestly think I don't want to put any more energy into it, but I haven't decided for sure. I think I just want to put more energy into finding other places to list my items and to narrow my niche down, and to like de-stash a whole bunch of my extra supplies and things like that, and to just really kind of hone in on making sure I'm spending my time on the things that I enjoy making, and then also the things that people are buying more, and just, kind of narrowing a niche, I guess, instead of just having too many different kinds of things. So that's what I'm doing. But thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more information as I dive a little deeper into some of these other options out there. Thank you.